Also in Maryland this morning, a train derailment, a CSX freight train carrying 8,000 tons of coal went off the tracks. The fire department in Bowie, Maryland is working to clear the scene. Since it was a freight train, there were no passengers aboard, and the crew is okay.
And crews are on the scene of another rail accident this morning, this one near Lynchburg, Virginia. This freight train, also owned by CSX, was carrying crude oil when it derailed yesterday. Part of the train caught fire moments after going off the tracks. Jeff Pegues is in Lynchburg with the accident, raising more questions about the safety of crude oil on the trains. Jeff, good morning.
Well, good morning. Sources tell us that federal inspectors checked the stretch of track where that derailment happened just 3 months ago and did not find any significant violations or defects. But something happened to cause this derailment, and members of the National Transportation Safety Board are here today to begin their investigation. This is just one in a series of derailments since last summer involving trains carrying crude oil. Thick black smoke billowed into the sky after a train carrying crude oil derailed. Nearby homes and businesses were evacuated as firefighters let the flames burn out. No injuries were reported. City officials say 50,000 gallons of crude oil are not accounted for. They're unsure how much of it burned away in the fire and how much leaked into the nearby James River. Still, despite 3 rail cars landing in the river, they say the city's water supply is not contaminated. Lynchburg Mayor Mike Gillette.
We do have the appropriate parties here that deal with environmental cleanup, so they're going to secure the site and make sure that we don't have additional leakage.
Since last summer, there have been several derailments involving trains carrying crude oil. The deadliest incident happened in Canada last July when a train carrying crude went off the tracks and exploded, killing 47 people. 4 months ago, another derailment, this one in North Dakota, where crews had to clean up some 400,000 gallons of spilled crude. No one was injured. Just last week, the now former chairman of the NTSB, Deborah Hersman, criticized federal efforts to make crude oil transport safer.
We need to make sure that we're getting ahead of it, because right now we're behind it as a nation, as a country, as a transportation system, and certainly when it comes to safety, we are trying to play catch up.
But federal regulators say they are working with the oil and rail industries to come up with a plan to enhance the safety of rail cars, which transport highly flammable crude oil. They've invested in first responder training, issued emergency orders, and safety advisories. They're also, through inspections, trying to verify that crude oil is being properly labeled. Transportation Secretary Anthony Foxx says it's a top priority.
So what you have is a proliferation of a new growth energy product in this country without a proliferation of inspectors. We're already working to build that regulatory system and the inspection regime so that we can be safe.
CSX workers are here on the scene. They are helping with the cleanup, but after yet another derailment, safety regulators are under increasing pressure to step up safety enhancements of tank cars that carry crude oil, and sources are telling us that a proposal to do just that, to bolster tank car standards, is being reviewed. It was submitted late yesterday by the Department of Transportation.